What is up, guys? It is the Blue Bloods here, and we're back on the West Coast, man, out there in Portland State. We got my guy VJ Mallow on the show. All Big Sky selection this year, wreaked havoc at his first season at Portland State on the field. A two-time first team All State and All Conference selection during his time at JUCO as well. And he was top 5 in the entire FCS in tackles for loss and set the Portland State FCS record in his first season for Portland State, man. So VJ, appreciate you all coming on the show.
No, it's an honor. I appreciate you inviting me on here for
For
sure.
sure, man. And so let's go way back as you enter probably your last season at Portland State, man. Let's go way back to the high school recruiting process. We know you went the JUCO route eventually, but what was your recruiting process like out of high school, and what teams were kind of reaching out and had the most interest in you?
Man, to be honest, I had no offers or not even one interest. Not D2, D3, definitely not D1 interest. So yeah, I mean, my high school coach told me if I want to play football, there's always a spot to play football at. But yeah, I didn't really have no interest going on. So yeah, I just decided to take that JUCO route.
For sure, man. They're regretting it now. Listen, I know there's a list of schools right now who wish they had you on their roster, but you've mentioned the JUCO route, man. And I know with the Last Chance U series, a lot of the struggles you guys have to go through was kind of documented, especially in the state of California where there's
Yeah.
no scholarships and you guys have to work. So, on top of that, man, looking back, what were some of the biggest challenges that you had to overcome at the JUCO level?
Yeah, I think just that, just like financially, definitely. There's no scholarships, there's no dorms, there's no meal plans. So you're working, I was working full time as well as a student, as well as a athlete. So, the day before the game, I'm bouncing at the nightclub, and then, I gotta wake up early at 8 a.m. for the game. And then, so just that financially it was definitely hard, and then just not knowing if you're gonna be able to get a scholarship. So you just kinda got
Right.
yourself.
And, also in JUCO, man, you kind of you don't make exactly a positional change. You go from being an O lineman slash D lineman to just a D lineman at the JUCO level. What were the keys to really focusing on that D line position and becoming a two-time first team all JUCO selection?
Man, I had a real good coach. His name is Coach Harrington. He's coached like a whole bunch of NFL dudes, and he helped raise Mike Upati, who played O line for the 49ers and whatnot. But yeah, I had a real good coach that believed in me, and I already had like the heart and the motor, like that never left. But a coach that would stay after it and work with me and really get my technique right to where I needed it to be. That's the biggest part, and the biggest key that helped me become successful.
For sure, man. And you mentioned no high school offers. So I'm sure the differences were huge, but looking back, how different was the transfer portal recruiting process for you, and who all was interested, and what was that like for you once you got into the transfer portal from the JUCO level?
uh well, I got my first offer from Montana State University. That was like my first official offer, and they came down to see me, sat me in a room, and sat there and cried. I was so happy that I got my first offer. And then I had San Jose State after that, and then Liberty University, who's a lot bigger now than I knew they would be, back then. 3 years ago, I don't even know if there was, FBS, but yeah, Liberty University, and then Portland State University, and then yeah, it was a different scenario because of you don't get to take all your visits when you're in junior college. Well, I didn't because I was a mid-year transfer. So my season ended uh November 22nd ish or whatever, and I had to make my decision by December 15th. So I was only able to go like on two visits.
And you speak about great offers too. I mean, look at what Montana State just in the
Yeah.
FCS championship, great defense. Portland State of where you wound up, and two FBS programs. Out of all those places, man, what made Portland State the place to finish your career?
Uh Honestly, it was close to home. That's a big thing. I'm from Seattle, so it's right down the street, about 2 hours away, and also just the defense. that I'll be running in is it's like a bare front, so there's like four or five D linemen on the field at all times. And San Jose State was a 3-4, and I don't want to just sit there and take up gaps for other people to make plays. I want to be the one making the plays, and I don't want to finish the season with 3 sacks and 2 sacks. I wanted to put myself in the best possible situation, and hopefully get to that next level, which is the NFL.
Man, I got to clip that. Listen, anyone watching who is entering the transfer portal coming from JUCO, do your research on the defense you will be running. Look at this man right here, of All American because he made the right decision for his scheme fit. I love it, man. But it wasn't all, it wasn't an easy ride. You commit to Portland State, COVID hits, and the FCS just goes into pure chaos. We had teams playing full seasons, we had teams opting out. You guys played one singular game for the COVID season. So how tough was that on you and the program to sit out pretty much the entire 2020 season?
Man, it was tough. I'm not gonna lie. There was times where I didn't even know if I was gonna come back because of Portland. It got hit by Portland like a lot worse than a lot of other places. Like they're just now clearing it up, like no masks finally and stuff. But yeah, it was tough. And then I went home, and then about 6 months into COVID, I had a kid. So, that's also, and I'm working at Amazon now. I'm not even working out with the team. We're not even on campus. We're not allowed on campus. So it's like, I just kept questioning, like, when are we ever going to, play football, And then finally, last January came back and started working out and, started to get back in the groove. But it was definitely tough, man. A lot of people didn't even come back to Portland State. Definitely a struggle for sure.
Absolutely, man. But you come into this season, and I mean, of all Big Sky All American, your first season, like I mentioned, top five in the FCS in tackles for loss, top 12 in sacks, and an All American for the Big Sky. How much did that mean to you? And, coming into the season, what was your mindset? What did you want to prove?
Uh Man, I just feel like I got so much more to prove, like it meant a lot, but I just I really want to leave it all out there, I don't want to I'm not done yet, it meant a lot to be up there with those dudes, but now I just want to take over and I just want to kill everybody we go against, so I can't wait till next year. It was amazing to have that type of success. I was playing next to a lot of good D linemen as well. So it wasn't just me out there. We had a big old nose guard that's probably gonna get a shot at the NFL that was taking up double teams for me every play. So uh, shout out to Samis Kofe. But yeah, it was amazing. It was fun, and I'm glad I had that experience. But now it's time to just kick it up a notch. We're not done yet.
I love it. I mean, so I got to ask because, this stat line I'm looking at 45 tackles, 20 for loss, and 10 and a half sacks, and three forced fumbles while having some pass breakups. Did you feel like a little bit of a snub from that first team? Did you feel like you should have been that first team All Big Sky?
Oh, definitely. I still think about it every day. I wake up. That's what wakes me up is, I wasn't good enough to be first team for these dudes. And shout out to everybody that was first team. But no, I feel like I definitely deserved it. But that's not their fault. That's my fault. I got to do more to make it undeniable next time for sure.
Oh, I I love it, man. I love the mindset. And it's your first season in the Big Sky. And let's just be honest, the Missouri Valley and Big Sky, it's just different. I mean, week in and week out, you can be knocked off by a team at the bottom, and then you got to go play Montana, Montana State, Eastern Washington. The list goes on and on. What was it like your first year? What was the grind of this conference like for you?
It felt good. I felt like I belonged. It never felt like too much, but you definitely see some dudes like, for instance, if you know Montana State, Isaiah Fonze, I played against him in high school, so I was already familiar with him, like he's probably a dude that shouldn't be in the FCS, you know what I mean? But yeah, you see a lot of dudes like that are real good, and there's some people that they get all the accolades and they deserve it at this level. And the Big Sky, there's a lot of good teams such as Weber State, Eastern Washington, Montana State. So it's definitely a grind every week. There's no off week. So yeah.
Oh man, no doubt. I looked at y'all's schedule for next year and I was like, man, it is it's a grind from week 1 to the
Oh, yeah,
final week,
sure.
but looking ahead to next season, man, you've got the All-American, you were top 5 in sacks, all that. What are your goals personally for the 2022 season?
Um, Man, my biggest goal is just to win games, honestly. Like, I could care less about, being first team and stuff. Well, I care about it, but if we win like the conference, I feel like that means way much more than just a bunch of, personal accolades that, that'll look nice in front of your kids. But, I feel like that conference championship means so much more. And I feel like just doing that, it will shift the whole culture of Portland State and what people perceive it to be. So yeah, definitely. I just want to win that Big Sky championship and just try to push everybody to have that same goal on this team.
I
Yeah.
love it, man. And you guys have a lot of big games next season, from the FCS level with Washington to the FCS level in the Big Sky with Montana and some of those teams y'all
Yeah.
play. Looking ahead, which game on the schedule are you looking forward to playing most?
Uh, Probably that UW game. Just going home, playing in front of my family. I went to high school like 5, 6 minutes away from UW. So just having that opportunity to really show them out and be like, man, this is what y'all missed out on. And we can go tear their ass up, and it's gonna be fun, man. We're not scared, and yeah, I can't wait to play against UW in Seattle. So that's gonna be fun.
Ooh. I'm just gonna let you know, if you guys beat them, they're done scheduling Big Sky teams. I'm just letting you know. 2 years in a row losing to Big Sky teams, they're not scheduling y'all no more. And I love the motivation, man. And I know you were supporting Justin when he went up there and did it for
Oh yeah,
Montana, 'cause I know you and him are close.
yeah.
But let's go back one more time, man. When you stepped on campus as a freshman at the JUCO level and compare that player to the guy I'm talking to right now, how has your game evolved over these past few seasons?
Man, it's evolved immensely. I when I first got in to JUCO, I was like a third string 3 technique the first game of JUCO, and by the second week I was the starting 3 tech. So it's like I feel like I was just getting away with everything my freshman year just because of my heart and my motor and stuff and just my quickness. But because I would just keep going on every play, I put up some good numbers. But now, I feel like I'm earning everything. Like every sack I get this year is like you really got to earn it because these dudes is no joke. These dudes is 6'6", 300 some pounds with 6 packs and everything. So you really gotta focus on your skill set. So I believe it's just my skills have evolved and uh definitely in the weight room and conditioning wise and body wise, but definitely just the skill set, like just learning moves for pass rush or learning how to get off blocks and make something happen in the backfield for sure.
Oh man, I love it. And let's get. I always like player comparisons, man. I always like to see the player's perspective on themselves. So if you look at the NFL right now, which player do you think you model your game after the most?
Man, I mean, to be honest, there's no real like 6'1" DNs out there. You're not gonna find no one like me. But I mean, when I move inside, I try to play a little bit like of course, Aaron Donald, just using all hands and stuff. But there actually used to be a 3 technique for the Chargers named Corey Leggett. He was he was pretty short too. He's like 6'1", 6'2", and he wasn't that strong, had like a weird body, but it was just all technique and all hands and all motor, and that's what got him to that point. It wasn't that he was ridiculously strong or ridiculously fast. It's just all technique and all heart and all motor. And someone like Brandon Graham too from the Eagles. Just smaller D linemen that have a lot of motor, and yeah, that's what I model my game after.
Oh man, I like the comparison. I love when players go out of the way and like think outside the box and grab
Yeah,
players that people don't think about. I love it. But as a former O lineman, man, I had a weird pregame routine. I was very superstitious, not like a lot of offensive linemen. But for you, man, what is your pregame routine before the game?
well, what was your pregame routine? Now I'm
Oh,
curious.
I had a playlist, and if it wasn't played in that exact order with the last song being played right when we went out of the tunnel, I was off my game the whole time, and I had to listen to them like certain ones in pregame warm
Yeah,
up, certain ones in the locker room, and certain ones on the field.
yeah, for sure, man. Uh, Mine is one thing I do got to do for a game, no matter what, is just take a shower. Like that's just like my biggest thing. I just gotta be fresh before the game. And some people are like, "Why are you taking a shower? You're about to sweat right after." It's like, I don't know, it just like warms my body up, wakes me up a little bit. So yeah, but other than that, I really don't have a pregame routine. Like you'll see me like goofing around and stretch lines, and it's just all. This is just, it's the greatest feeling in the world playing D1 football. So I just enjoy every moment. I don't try to take it too serious where I'm screaming and like smacking my head against my helmet and stuff. I'm just enjoying it and having fun, and yeah, it's been fun.
Ah, man, I like it. Yeah, I think you're the first person on the show that said shower, man. I like it. It's out of the box, like you said. It does kind of warm you up, though. I like
Yeah.
that. And you said you don't try to take anything too seriously, but in the trenches, me and you both know it gets a little heated. You got to go against the same guy all game long. How big of a trash talker are you during the game?
Man, I really don't. I trash talk like when it's getting talked to me, especially if I'm just baking them the whole game. It's like you don't ever say nothing to me. But like for most part, I don't really trash talk. I kind of just play a lot, and anybody I play against, they know I just play football, and But sometimes I'll try to like conversate with the O lineman and get them to loosen up just so I can bake them some more. But some will talk back to me, some won't. Dude from Eastern Washington, Tristan something. He's serious the whole game, like staring at me and stuff. But then some other dudes, they'll conversate with me and stuff, chop it up.
Oh man, I love it. And so, every D lineman has their go-to celebration. What is your go-to sack celebration?
Man, everybody knows out here, man. I just shake that dice, man. I let it roll on the field, and some refs hate it. They about ready to throw that flag, but we all love it. It gets the crowd turned up. It gets my whole team out there. Everyone's goofing off, rolling dice on the field, and it's it's fun, man. It's fun.
I love it. Oh man, I love it. I figured that was it because I was watching it. I saw it. I
Yeah.
was like, that's got to be it, man. I love it. And so, you don't have to give all the offensive linemen you're gonna tear up next year all the advice. But what is one of the number one mistakes an offensive lineman can make against you?
It's just overlook me, Don't look at me and just because I don't got all the muscles and stuff like the other dudes, or I'm not as tall or I'm not as fast. That's because I'm gonna catch you slipping one of these plays, and D line's the easiest position in the world to me because you could get locked up for a whole game and you beat the dude one time and get a sack, and everyone's like, "Wow, you had a real good game," So, so yeah, just don't let me catch you slipping, and don't overlook me. Don't think because you're bigger than me that you got any advantage. It's gonna be hell for the whole 60 minutes.
I love you said that. As an offensive lineman, I always just tell people we have the worst job. Well, like you said, we can lock you up for 59 plays in a row, and you get a sack on 60, we get an F for the game. I hate it. It's
For
horrible.
for sure.
Um, but we got to give a little bit of credit to the other side, man. Who are some of the best offensive players you've had to face?
This year, well, starting probably Wazoo, that quarterback at Wazoo was good. Jaden.
Oh yeah, Jaden Delora.
Yeah. He's real good. He's a cool dude too. Chopped it up to me, try to recruit me after the game. But also Montana State, Isaiah Fonze was definitely probably the best player I think we played this year. Him and the Eastern Washington quarterback.
Oh yeah,
Um,
Eric Barrier.
yeah, and also I think those two were they were good football players, but I think the hardest to stop was the two quarterbacks from Sac State. Like that one could throw the ball real well, and the other one could move it real well. So I feel like that was just a hard change up and hard type of offense to stop.
Oh yeah, when you got when that two quarterback system is
Yeah,
either so hit or miss. Either it's atrocious and that offense is horrible, or it's just unstoppable. So I shout
definitely.
out to them for making that one work, man. But I'm expecting you to be one of the top FCS prospects after next season. I can already see it. One of the Buck Buchanan Award watch list, all that's coming this fall. I can already see it. But
Yeah.
what's your response to those who overlook you for playing at the FCS level? We both know the narrative. Everyone's like, it's FBS, and then it goes down from there, man. But there's some real talent at the FCS level. So, what's your response to that criticism?
I mean, honestly, it's just to me, is football is football at the end of the day. Like either you're good at football or you just don't have it. I feel like There's a lot of people in this FCS level that have it. Like you can't say that because of Cooper Cup went to FCS, he doesn't have it. Nah, you see right now he's torching. I'm sure these dudes went to Alabama, Georgia, and all the other schools, and they can't hold him. So I feel like it's the same for all FCS players. Football is football at the end of the day. We may not have had as many stars or as many accolades and whatnot, but at the end of the day, when you put on that helmet and that chin strap, it's mano y mano. So.
Love it, man. Love it. And so finally, man, like I said, I'm expecting you to be one of the top NFL
I appreciate
prospects.
it.
And
I appreciate it.
down in some of these all-star games, I'm sure you're going to be asked, what if an NFL franchise asks you what they're going to get if they draft you 2 Aprils from now? What do you tell them?
Man, I would die for the team, like anybody that play with me, they know. Like when I get on that field, I'll run through a brick wall for any one of my teammates. It don't matter if you're the worst player or the best player, I'll run through the brick wall for them, and that's what they'll get. I'm not gonna make a whole bunch of promises like you're gonna get all these sacks and all these Pro Bowls and whatnot. Nah, but you'll get somebody that'll die for that team and definitely make the culture a better place for sure.
Man, amazing answer. And listen, man, I appreciate you coming on the show. I know spring practice, y'all are get ready to go out there and get things rolling, man. But this is all about supporting the players, promoting you guys, man. So where can people follow your journey and the run to the Big Sky title this year, man? Plug your social media, shout outs, any NIL things you need to plug, man. This time is yours.
Man, you can just follow me on Twitter at Malo_WS and Instagram Malo.WS. And you can follow the Portland State football page and see what we got going on. We're trying to, catch it to some of these other teams on the social media platform, because that's a big thing nowadays. And we got a few NIL deals coming up. Got our own like little clothing brand they're making for me at Maestro Athletics. And it's gonna have hoodies and shorts and joggers and shirts and me rolling dice and everything and jersey sales, and I'll get a percentage of all those sales. So, if you would like to support, just let me know. It's it's good. It's all love. If you don't want to support, it's all right, man. No hard feelings.
Listen, guys, y'all gotta all buy a shirt. Listen, when that drops, man, send me the link. We're gonna put it in the bio and everything, and I'm definitely gonna be rocking the hoodie and
Yeah,
the
I
shirt on the
appreciate
show,
y'all. I
man.
appreciate the love, man, for real.
For sure, man. But guys, make sure to go follow VJ on all social media. And like you said, when that merch line drops, make sure to get you a shirt or a hoodie. And I know I'll be rocking it on the show, man. But guys, for VJ, myself, and the Blue Bloods, we are out for right now.
I appreciate y'all.